Hello there, folks. Nice to see you. My name is Dustin Cormier. Welcome to How to Rock Astrology. It's my new channel where I'm just starting to set up a whole new frame for myself. If you'd like to see more of me, of course, you can always check me on my website, dustincormier.net, where you can see my book. It's all about psychedelics and erotica. And this is a quick little flash of my chart, just so you know the context of the person giving you the info. Yeah, welcome. Today we're going to talk about when you have Mars in Leo and the Sun in Aries. So, this is a cool combination. They're all cool. They all have their cool things. We've been talking in this series about how the nature of Mars typically is kind of like a general. It's kind of like the active condenser of all the resources that the sun has at its disposal to enact what the sun wants. The sun is the king and Mars is the general. Here we have a very strong king who's looking at the needs of the kingdom because the sun is in Aries. Here the sun is exalted. It's a very good place for the sun. It's opposite Libra. The sun is debilitated in Libra because in Libra the king is looking at the marketplace. It's looking at what other people want, the nature of what makes humans universally interesting and desirable. And Libra has its own powers and interests, but the sun is exalted here in Aries. This is an interesting one also because there's a mutual yoga happening here. In Vedic astrology, this would actually be called a mutual house exchange yoga because the sun is in a sign of Mars, Aries, and Mars is in the sign of Leo, which rules the sun. So not only all of that, but they're also trine together. So the sun and Mars are trine here. The sun is giving Mars a trinal aspect, and that is very good for Mars. In Vedic astrology, we don't necessarily say that Mars has its own aspects in Vedic astrology, and that's kind of what I go by, but I digress. This video is for Vedic people as well as Western people. But the sun is definitely trine the Mars here. It's a very good and interesting combination, and it really helps to ungunk a lot of Mars's a lot of the problems that comes from Mars almost being debilitated here. We can't forget, if you watched in our Mars in Leo video, that Mars is debilitated in Cancer. Now, you as a Western astrologer might say, oh, well, Mars isn't in Cancer here. It's in Leo, so it's not debilitated. But it's by the closeness to Cancer. Here, the closer Mars is to Cancer, the more Mars is inclined to be disciplined when in the right moment. Cancer is a fluctuation. Mars is exalted in Capricorn because there's no fluctuating. Mars can be anywhere and it will still know, it will install in itself how to be objective about its moods and will have a natural vitality and a consistent sense of vitality that comes from what it is in its relationship with reality. When Mars is closer to Cancer, like it is here, the Mars is inclined to be energized and it wants to feel passionate and emotionally energized when the cards are lined up in the right way. So here the Mars in Leo generally tends to feel best when others are kind of petting the kitty and telling, when a lover is telling them that they're very good and that they're loved and that their ego is embellished, right? Here, the sun being in Aries kind of ripples through that. There is an egotism still. Even the sun in Aries has a certain egotism, but it's like a positive one. The sun in Aries is actually very noble. It's a good Boy Scout. It wants to do what's best for itself and what's best for its loved ones. Having Mars in Leo means that this Aries sun is energized by ego, by people loving them, by them looking socially awesome and cool. You know, they've probably got this groovy sunglasses on sort of vibe, but the Aries sun actually has the energy, the real visceral sun nature to, it's like it's not just a face. The Aries sun person will go by its own instinct towards what's best for the king, for myself, for my spirit, which is ultimately what's best for everybody else. The self in one is the self in all. And Aries knows this. And the sun, this person's sun, projects themselves to get on top of their own melancholy, their own emotions, and to fight for what's best for them, especially because the sun is trine Mars. The sun ennobles the Leo, the Mars in Leo. And the sun in Aries says to Mars in Leo, I may not have everybody looking at me all the time, but that doesn't matter because I'm not looking for their admiration. Their admiration energizes me, but the sun in Aries knows that I use that energy to help myself. And when that energy is not there, I'm still going to keep going for what's best for the kingdom. It's the sun in Aries. It's a very good placement. So, we're going to read a little bit about what Erotic Astrology by Phyllis Vega says about the sun in Aries with Mars in Leo. Sun in Aries, Mars in Leo. Inherently romantic and idealistic, you have a penchant for dramatizing and mythologizing every aspect of your life. Initially, you do everything possible to attract a prospective lover. Thanks to your sunny, fun-loving nature, this is rarely a problem. In the bedroom, you're an ardent, inventive, and attentive partner. Much of this comes from the focused nature of Mars in Leo, because Leo is a fixed sign. Having Mars in any fixed sign means that the Aries here, loves to feel like it's being loved and it's getting its vitality and its like kind of kingliness. You know, even Sun in Aries wants to feel like it's savvy, like it's really doing things well, and it kind of knows how to make itself feel like that. And the Mars in Leo here, Mars wants to find a solid fixed channel for that Aries energy, for the energy which wants to feel like it's on top of things. And so it will usually try to get one prospective lover who can really satisfy that. These people could very easily be like, you know, somebody who loves more than one person. You know, polyamory is a rock and roll thing, and you can't let astrology define that. But this person does like to find familiar channels to learn the nature of the people and to have an ardent, inventive, the Mars in Leo comes out inventively with an ardent passion and attentiveness. Yet, even in your most intimate moments, you can't resist the temptation to turn your bedroom activities into a stellar performance. It's very much Mars in Leo. While it doesn't take much to spark your fiery passion, you crave more than physical satisfaction. For you, a love union is a heart and soul experience. The passion, the best of your passions come out when you feel devoted in a romantic way to your partner. And that's from the Mars in Leo. And this helps you, having the sun in Aries, to express the confidence, the self-drivenness that Aries seeks to energize itself with. So that was Sun in Aries with Mars in Leo. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope that was sexy. I'm Dustin Cormier. See you guys on the next video series and whenever I do it. Take care.